Hey guys, it's Close 67 Slim Gaming, also known as 67 Slim. Today I am making a video, not of gaming, but this really hit me yesterday and I wanted to make a video when he passed, but I was I didn't take it so good when he passed, so I'm deciding that I'm gonna make the video this month. Give me a month to think about it, but I also watched Once Upon a Deadpool yesterday, and I'm gonna show the clip that made me break down yesterday, but hopefully I don't break down today watching it. But I love the man who wrote these comics. I will honor him because this man was my childhood. He made the franchise that I love. Everybody remembers him. Everybody knows that this was his character. The Spider-Man was his character. And I have 2 of the comics. I used to have more. I don't know what I did with them. But Spidey was one of my favorite characters because I was able to relate. But my second favorite character would always be Iron Man because it's the one of Stan's characters. But just about that, I'm going to get to the video, so I'm going to pause this real quick and then I will show y'all.
After all these years, someone bothers to interview me. I'm really very flattered. I'm probably my own biggest fan, but as I always tell people who ask me for tips on writing, I think what you have to do, you have to write to please yourself. I never would write anything where I'd say this will be good for people who are 30 years old, or this will be good for people in their teens, or all I ever think of is what would I want to read? What characters would interest me? And I'm not that different from millions of other people. If there's something I would like to read, there must be other people who'd like to read the same thing. 100 years from now, if somebody should bring up my name, if it would still be around in 100 years, it would be nice if people say, geez, I thought he was a good writer. His stories gave me a lot of pleasure. That's what people tell me now, and it's the best thing any writer can ever hear. When somebody comes over them and says, I derive pleasure from what you've written. I would like to think that everything we do in our stories helps the readers to just understand the world and to have a little more tolerance and to take the peaceful and intelligent route instead of what some people do. I've always felt it would be nice if, while enjoying the adventure, if the reader also gets the feeling that we should all be good to each other. And the world is a small place. We only have a short time in it, and we must make it as pleasant for ourselves and for other people as we possibly can. And doing the right thing is better than doing the wrong thing. Behind everything, there should be a good moral tone. I've always tried to put that in. They try to do that now with Marvel, and I hope they keep doing that forever.
Okay guys, that was... Sorry guys, but this, I found the thing that truly got me that was at the end of Once Upon a Deadpool. I was showing y'all one of the clips that it showed, but this was only at the theater that I was at, but I found another clip that it showed. This is the part that really got me though, so I'm gonna play it for y'all. Just give me a sec.
I don't think about that much. You know, when I'm gone, I really don't care. It doesn't do you any good when you're gone.
No, ignore that, please. But this is the last words that I heard from Stan Lee.
My mother used to say that when I was having lunch or dinner at home, if I didn't have a book to read, I'd be reading the label on the ketchup bottle. And in fact, one of the gifts that I got one Christmas, my mother bought me a little metal stand that you could put a book on, so while you're eating, you could be reading the book. There were the Hardy Boys, Don Sturdy, and Tom Swift. One was an adventurer, one was an inventor. I loved Emile Zola. I loved Charles Dickens. Whenever I got an extra 50 cents, I'd buy one of those books. In those days, grown-ups hated comics, didn't want their children to read them particularly. So I figured I'm not going to use my real name, which I'm saving for posterity, for these silly comic books. So I cut my first name into two, called myself Stan Lee. And it was a living, and I was doing the best I could to make the stories a little bit better, but the kind of stories my publisher wants me to do are banal. They're juvenile. They're nothing. I said to my wife, you know, there's got to be something better than this. So Joni said to me, why don't you write one book the way you'd like to do it? So at that time, my publisher, Martin Goodman, said, give me a new superhero book. I think superheroes may sell. Superman! But I didn't want to do superheroes just like Superman or Batman. I wanted something a little more original, and where I played up the personality of the characters more, and where there were surprises. And I came up with the Fantastic Four. And I called Jack Kirby, who was the best artist we had, and I asked him if he would draw it. It sold very well. We had never gotten fan mail before, but we started getting fan mail, and that started it. So I dreamed up Spider-Man and the Hulk and the X-Men and all the others. What I tried to do was take these characters who are obviously bigger than life and fictitious and make them seem real. They've got these powers, they do wonderful things, but what are the things that worry them? What are the things that frustrate them? I tried to write a well-rounded character with every character I did, rather than just somebody who is extra strong and can beat up the bad guys. If you're writing about people, you have to make the people come to life. I know I always loved reading Sherlock Holmes, and I loved the way Sherlock Holmes spoke, and the way Dr. Watson spoke, and you could tell one from the other. They didn't speak the same way. And the same with any good books. You didn't have to read Joe said or Sam said. You knew who said it by the way the words were written. In the beginning, I wrote all the scripts myself. I typed them out, wrote them. After a while, I was writing almost every book, and we had a lot of books, and there wasn't time to do it. Kirby would be waiting for a script, and I couldn't keep him with nothing to do. So I would say, look, Jack, I don't have time to write your script, but here's the story I want to tell, and here's how we'll end it. I gave him whatever I wanted the story to be. And I said, now you draw it any way you want. I'll put in the dialogue and the captions later. So he would work just from an outline, a verbal outline that I gave him. He'd put in a lot of details that I hadn't even thought of, and that was great. And I did the same with all the other artists. One reason that our stories were so successful is I had these great artists illustrating them. Kirby was good, Ditko was good, John Romita was good, John Buscema, Gene Colan. And I tried to get the best people I could, even though we couldn't pay more than anyone else, and we very often paid less. I tried to make the job as interesting as I could. even though they were comic strips, it would be great if we could make them readable and enjoyable and having something to say.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can. What would you like people to be left with from your career?
He wrote some
This
good
is the part
stories.
that got me crying.
I don't think about that much. You know, when I'm gone, I really don't care. It doesn't do you any good when you're gone.
That was the part that got me, so. Hey guys, I'm back holding the comic, but, just letting you know, me and my girlfriend loved Stan Lee. She may have not known him as well as I did because I grew up reading his comics, but that used to be the actual price of these comic books. I'm trying to focus it there. I got this comic book for 25 cents though. When I got it, these were the actual prices though. I'm trying to focus in on it for y'all. There. And then this was one of the special Spider-Man issues. So I kinda like this one. I'll show you all the other two comics and the years they were made, so give me a sec. Here we got the Iron Man one. This one does not say the year, I believe. Yeah, it doesn't say the year, it just says the day. And I think the price is right there. Yeah, that's all it says. This one, I really didn't see that much stuff. Like, all of the dialogue is written by Stan Lee, as you could tell from those videos. But these were the comics that the character that Stan Lee made. This was my favorite character because Stan made him himself. He drew him up himself. And then other people started drawing him for him. But all this dialogue was supposed to be relating to Stan. This was my whole childhood though. And hopefully I won't get like copyrighted for not mentioning the videos that I shown, but those people were like Fandango and them, so hopefully I don't get like charged for using their clips. But this is more of a newer comic. It's like 2000 something, as you can tell by the way the drawings look, more realistic. And these ones, the pages are laminated, so this one's more like paper copied. So that's all for today's video. If you want to read this, I will slowly pan out on this page, but thank you again for watching. Like, subscribe. Comment down below what y'all's favorite comic books were, who y'all's favorite comic book character was from Stan Lee. So, Stan, just letting you know, I'm going to miss you. Even though you're not alive, I miss you. Because I grew up on your stuff. You know, it might just sound like I'm talking to myself right now, but Stan Lee, there's a lot of people that thank you for what you done for us. So, I'm done with this video. Hopefully they don't take it down, because I would hate for them to take this down. So, bye.